¡Eso! Estamos perdidos del todo. Quedaos juntos. Queremos indicaciones para volver.
Vamos, chaval. A poquina. ¡Ahí va!
¿De dónde sale un crédito de la antigua república?
Hi. So, my entrance to the franchise was not through the original or new films, but through Caravan of Courage. So, and according to my mom, I was obsessed with it.
Me too.
Obsessed.
Me too.
So, I think it's awesome you give kids today a Star Wars show led by them. What was your incentive to do a show aimed at children, but not only for children, and in live action?
We've realized that we creatively are interested in putting kids in terrible danger. So, and we realized that telling a story, the initial idea was for kids to be lost in the Star Wars galaxy and to be totally overwhelmed because they're just regular kids. They don't have any superpowers or anything. And we realized with that as a starting point that it created these great dynamics where, because the kids are maybe a little sheltered, inexperienced,
they don't know how to do things. So the perspective shift immediately opens up all these story possibilities that you don't have when you have grown up, experienced characters. Like suddenly the kids don't even know how to fly a ship. So how are they possibly going to get back home? It was really it started as a simple idea, and it like really, expanded in a way that opened up all these story potentials that, we hadn't even been anticipating from the beginning.
Talking about that, we get to see like a glimpse of the galaxy suburbs, to see normal life, normal job, not so heroic. How much fun was to imagine and create this common and boring life, but with droids and with all these little elements? How was it?
Nothing is ever really mundane in Star Wars. Like, even if you're trying to make something seem boring, it's automatically cool because it's Star Wars. So, and we feel like we've seen the high and low of the galaxy before, but we've never really explored too much of kind of the middle class and what that might look like.
And actually Andor started doing it, which we thought was so great, but that was coming out while we were shooting this. We were both sort of exploring these sort of edges of the galaxy that you haven't really seen before. Like the one crossover between us and Andor is breakfast cereal.
Yeah, we both wanted to show breakfast. What does cereal look like in Star Wars?
But I love that stuff. We were so fascinated to design it and figure it out.
Yeah.
From the first episode, I suspect, maybe not, that we maybe are going to see some shadows of the New Republic. Is that correct?
We took so much inspiration from a kind of middle class, maybe suburban world that they're coming from. And I think so many stories that are about that are also about that there's behind the seemingly nice, comfortable exterior, there's maybe something deeper going on. And that's just felt natural to us.
Yeah. Whenever you're looking at something that looks like it has a calm facade, there's usually a little bit more going on behind the scenes than you realize at first.
Which character do you think is going to surprise the audience the most or be fan favorite, and why is it Neil?
I mean,
it's Neil.
We were so excited to get to do that kind of classic pairing of a human and their alien best friend, kind of like Han Solo and Chewbacca. And we were so lucky that we got the chance to do Neil and have an army of special effects geniuses bringing him to life with allowing his core to be the performance of Robert, this amazing kid.
Yeah, so that you hopefully just forget about all the hundreds and thousands of hours that went into making Neil come to life.
Yeah. Neil is real now.
You use the Goonies as an example of your reference. How do you capture the magic of the 80s, Bliss? What are these elements needed to recover that spirit?
It was a really great time for movies about kids because they, for whatever reason, I think it feels like Spielberg started it. Really just taking a kid's point of view seriously. And I think his, ability to do that really affected all of the films that came afterwards. Those were just great films. We grew up with them. And they've really felt like they were never talking down to the kids. So I think that's why there's sort of like a legacy around that era of filmmaking that we were just happy to tap back into because we wanted to take the kids in our story seriously as well.
The new droids are like one of the things fans look forward to the most in every new Star Wars project. What are the coolest quality of SM-33 and how did you pick Nick first?
I think the fact that he's probably the most broken down, malfunctioning
droid we've seen in like a...
Yeah, as that actually can still do anything.
Yeah, and we thought of him as like, who's the worst babysitter that 4 10-year-old kids could ever have, you know, and like this grizzled, weathered, rusty, cranky, violent, mean old droid who treats the kids totally seriously, I think is also, all those qualities together.
It's almost like he's missing that part of his program that registers them as children.
Yeah.
And just treats them
as pirates.
Which we're trying to do with the show.
Yeah.
Por aquí, rápido. Os llevaré a casa. Seremos socios.
Pero hay que darse prisa.
Tú coge los mandos.
Vale. ¿Mil? ¿Mil?